The gods had been a part of the Fortnite universe for some time, too long for people to comprehend fully, but there are those who have devoted themselves to studying their powers. Midas, a rich person given a divine golden touch that he viewed as a curse, regardless of his control over it. Midas began research on how to reverse the effects of the godly power he possessed, even performing experiments on average people against their will. One of the failed experiments resulted in the creation of a newborn god, called itself Infinity due to its infinite desire for power. Infinity quickly learned of the powers it possessed and used them to free itself and convert a soldier into a minion, referred to as the Enforcer, as it was the Enforcer that would carry out the will of Infinity. The King of the North, referred to as the Ice King, and the student of the Shadow God, had quickly become aware of Infinity. Being only a student and not a full god, the Ice King could have involved himself in a mortal affair, but he preferred to remain uninvolved, as it had been the way of deities. If they did become involved, then they would be put on trial, resulting in death. An assassin was hired instead, referred to as Wildcard by the Ice King, to put an end to the Enforcer and then to Infinity. Wildcard had dealt with the Enforcer swiftly, but experienced a problem with Infinity. Infinity had developed a fifth-dimensional sense of objects and realms that would amplify his abilities, and had become aware of a portal that would lead him to the Dark Dimension. After running into Vendetta, a worker of Midas, he forced Vendetta to bring him to the portal and engaged in a battle, coming out victorious after trying to be stopped by Vendetta. Wildcard had been waiting in the Dark Dimension for Infinity, as the Ice King had figured it'd be the next place Infinity would go. There. Wildcard had attempted to defeat Infinity, but it proved to be too much of a challenge, and only managed to slow him down after Infinity had absorbed a crystal he thought would give him infinite power, and, while it did amplify him up, it did not, however, make him omnipotent. Wildcard had made a quick exit before Infinity came to and began his quest for his strength once again. After awakening, Infinity figured out the existence of the Ice King by seeing into the memories of Wildcard, and then by knowing of the Ice King, he could see into his memories as well, and became aware of a god-killer blade named the Infinity Blade. Its name alone made Infinity consider it to be the perfect weapon for him. Wildcard returned to the Ice King with a report on what had happened in the Dark Dimension. The news caused the Ice King to begin more intensive training, but also figured it would be wise to summon his teacher in case his powers were not enough to stop Infinity. Ice King had locked away the Infinity Blade as he assumed it would be the exact type of weapon Infinity would go after. The presence of Infinity approaching the Ice King's fortress had caused a pressure in the air that alerted the Ice King to Infinity's presence. Wildcard and the Ice King quickly got into position. They had been preparing for Infinity's eventual arrival that had finally come. The Ice King had been the first to face Infinity, but became instantly aware that Wildcard and himself would have to face Infinity to stand a chance against him. Infinity had been overpowered for a moment, but regained control with the demonstration of his power. He then made a retreat in an attempt to take the Infinity Blade. Wildcard and the Ice King had tried once more to stop Infinity, but were powerless to do so resulting in the death of Wildcard. Before the Ice King could also be destroyed, his teacher, the Shadow God, had showed up to assist the Ice King, even taking the blade from Infinity and causing him to retreat to a dimension of his creation. This would be the last time the Ice King would see his master, as he had become involved in technical mortal affairs and would stand trial for these actions.